Good evening. It's wonderful to be here tonight. It's especially wonderful to be talking about love when I'm actually pregnant with my first baby. Thank you. Taking the opportunity to go around the country looking for the daddy. But back to Lacan. All human desire stems from this lack. As infants, he says, we open our mouths to express our hunger, and we learn to speak to express our wants. All speech is a request or demand for something that we are missing, or to be recognized as something missing. All speech constitutes a demand for love. If you know a lot of stand-up comics, you probably think there's actually something in this. We are asking for our request to be recognized. We are asking to be responded to. We are asking for love. Robert Solomon, the philosopher, says that the primary reason a lover says, I love you, is because they need to hear the words, I love you too. Without a doubt, we all understand how significant those words are. We all know how hard it is to say, I love you, when we don't really mean it. You really do, yes. This weekend, my husband is going to be in the Middle East for work. He's taking extreme measures to avoid buying me a Valentine's Day card.
But I also don't know anything about love. So I thought I'd do a bit of research to prepare myself for this evening, which led me to the interesting website www.loveidioms.com. And I came across some phrases. Number 1, to be head over heels in love. I mean, this phrase is just ridiculous. Your head is supposed to be over your heels. Like, my head is over my heels right now. I mean, I'm just not taking advice from someone who demonstrates such a fundamental lack of understanding of GCSE biology. Number 2, all's fair in love and war. It's just not the case. It's why we have the Geneva Convention. It's funny how people say that when we're talking about dating, but not when we're talking about Hitler. This house believes in 2015 in the unconditional right to offend, which is something only a prick would believe in, to be honest. And in this house in 2003 believed that gay rights are family wrongs. And back in the 60s, this house regretted the emancipation of women. So to be honest, I don't think we can trust anything this house believes. I'm sure I don't need to tell the highly educated political intelligentsia of this esteemed chamber that love isn't real. It's just a sexist, racist, patriarchal construct designed by George Osborne to destroy the NHS. Or Beauty and the Beast, one of the defining stories for so many young kids, one of our first encounters with what love actually is. And it's basically about a psychopathic bear who pretends to be hot and locks a girl in a dungeon. It's not love, it's Stockholm Syndrome.
I don't have any paper and I haven't prepared anything because I've lived a bit of a life and I thought I'd wing it, which means you, posh boy, you better tell me when my time's up. So, I've been married 35 years. My husband's not here, I don't let him come in general. Now, of course I do. How else would I get the ironing done? Now, that's love and feminism, because basically, I do something for him that takes 3 minutes, and he is 2 hours with that washing basket. And he didn't know there's a fitted sheet in there. And my husband has autism, so that makes the whole thing that bit funnier. Now, I never knew he had autism. I thought, oh my God, he's just a Catholic. No. It was a syndrome. Oh, I didn't explain. I'm from the East End of Glasgow, where the Catholics hate the Protestants hate the Catholics. Occasionally a black person turned up to take the heat off everybody. And then my daughter says, Mum, I can't believe you married him. And I said, haha, I just fuck him, you've got his creepy DNA. Now, and I said to my husband, I spoke to your psychologist, and she said that you have pretended your whole life to be somebody you're not to fit in with society, because that's what autism is. Does that mean you don't love me? And his words were, a man that can't read, he can't write, he has never been able to make friends, he's socially inept, and he ran a business since he was 15. He owned a pub, he owned flats, he pretended the whole building to be members of the Tory party in 1988, so that in Glasgow Council we're going to pull our building down. He joined the Tory party and made everybody join the Tory party. The Tories discovered they had a Tory stronghold in Glasgow. They saved the building, they gave it a grant. We all went back to being socialist on Tuesday. The building still stands to this day. He is not a stupid man. He just isn't very good at explaining his emotions. And I am faced with the fact that I've been married to a man all these years and I had a child with him. And I said to him, how do I know that love exists? And he said, every day of my life, I get up and I could so easily slip the other way. But I try every day to make sure that you and the child I produce is loved, so it fucking exists.
I jumped on the opportunity to speak for and was thrilled to speak against, which proves undeniably that women don't know what they want. Ever since I got up here, I've been studying your faces, and I can sense your hunger for my insights on the U.S. presidential election. And I want to say to that my love of Bernie Sanders is made whole by my hatred of Hillary Clinton. You see, in America, we don't vote for candidates as much as we vote against other candidates who are even worse. Perhaps professional women are most burdened by this imperative to proclaim love of one's work. Women's magazines, which as a lesbian I read strictly as pornography, always have these little profiles that go like, Susie loves her job as a district attorney, but hates not being allowed to wear flip-flops to court. They always say they love their job. You know? I look forward to the day when successful professional women can hate their jobs without feeling the need to go home and have babies. What's the big deal? Hate your job, love your paycheck. I hope you're enjoying my motivational
Do we have any points in abstention? Yeah, down there.
Okay, so this is actually not to do with the debate, but our president sitting in the chair earlier tonight at dinner asked me if I could make a point of abstention, stand up and say, could we open a door? It's really, really warm in here, just so we could show you his flamingo shirt. And I am going to ask him, please, to add to this debate, show us your flamingo shirt.
Thanks, Layla. I really don't think I knew that was planted. Right, do we have any actual points? It is quite warm. Does anyone... I'm going bright red. Does anyone have any points they would like to make for the debate? Yes, at the back, a real one.
James, what the hell is going on with your socks?
I'm glad you asked, Keir. They're monkeys.
Love, because you're all so young, really, and when you're this young, there can be a lot of bollocks being chatted here, right? About there's no love, don't exist. Love exists, trust me. Love exists. That's why somebody decided to make this building this high rather than that high, because they went, I just love height. So that's fucking love, right? If there was no love, you wouldn't be in here right now. You'd be at the Polytechnic, right round the corner from your fucking houses, studying, not in Cambridge. I nearly said Oxford, and then somebody would have gone, oh my God, you said Oxford, and then somebody would have slept with me. If we didn't have love, what would we have? We would have war. Well, we've got war. But I'm just saying that even them people warring, even in their misguided, gosh, don't the red look nice? Even in their misguided, I feel like I want to talk, I feel like I want to go, Mr. Speaker! Because it just looks like it. Fucking hell, when they debate on nuclear disarmament, they're inviting me. Even within the hate, it's a love that they have that makes them hate, right? Even the people are warring. It's a love of whatever it is that is don't move because this is hiding. It's making them love. So love is all around. How long have I got? I just want to know when to finish. How do you know it's 3 minutes? I didn't see you touch the thing. You just made it up. I know, you're just sitting there going, I love this woman because I'm looking at her bum. I don't mind. When you just want to say tomorrow you lot are going to go and play croquet or whatever the fuck it is.
Everyone's going to argue with me if I say one of the sort of bastions of enormous, enormous privilege in the whole world, right? I mean, I'm an Oxford graduate, right? So I'm not trying to claim that I'm not a part of this. But we all come from a world of considerable privilege to be at Oxford or Cambridge, to be able to be here. We've just had fancy meal. We've just had all this kind of stuff. And here we are going, all you need is love. I'm pretty sure there is nobody trying to operate a Bangladeshi fishing boat right now going, oh, as long as we've got love. They're going, fuck, what are we going to eat? Oh, shit, there's a flood. I really think that if you're in this place of all you need is love, well, lucky bloody you. I think it's kind of interesting, isn't it, that when we had a debate about love, we decided to have the all-female lineup. It's like as if love is like a special woman thing that especially girls need, don't we, with our special weak body parts or something. And that's already a problem, isn't it? Love is something that we sell hard to women and rather more lightly to men. The ancient Greeks said there were 4 different kinds of love, each one a larger and more steaming pile of bullshit than the last. First of all, they describe agape, unconditional love, the love that God has for mankind. And that's a problem principally because there is no God. There's storge. It's described as the natural empathy a parent feels for a child. Even the ancient Greeks acknowledged that this storge was actually a term which meant putting up with a bad situation. Next up, we've got philia, brotherly love, which they described as the love between equals. And of course, that's a very pleasant but utterly useless concept because in the 21st century, we live in an increasingly unequal society. And it's all very well for us to sit around in our little world of privilege, loving those who are in a similar world of privilege. But if we're going to make any progress in this world, we're going to have to love people with less advantages than ourselves. And then finally, eros, erotic love. And already, there's an issue, because apparently, that's not between equals. Whoops. Already, the ancient Greeks seem to have slightly ballsed up in their idea of romance. Even the movies don't even manage to portray it in a positive way. You talked about some more classic stories and things like that. I'll go straight to the top of the tree. Love Actually. That's a crock of shite, isn't it?